Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Chronic Pain and the Demon. I'm Raymond Nugent. How are you? How are you guys out there? Hope everyone is doing well. You know, folks. Today is September 11th, so let's just take a brief pause for September 11th. All right, for the people who lost their lives, and also the ones that were injured. Okay, so let's take a few minutes for that. I mean, a few seconds. Pardon me. Yeah. Thank you for coming back. Well deserved. Because guys, I tell you, at that time, in September 11th, um, you know, maybe some. I mean, if you guys could remember where you were, um, you know, for me, I um, I remember where I was. I was at the passport. I was getting my passport, my American passport, renewed. Um, at the passport office, and then I think I was next in line, and then I got my passport. Suddenly, as soon as I walked out the building, I heard numerous sirens going off, all over the place, numerous sirens, and I was like, wow, what's going on, um, you know, I was very curious. I mean, as far as what's going on, because I've never seen that much, activities like without any kind of like obvious notification as far as what's going on. So I went home. I think at the time I tried to call my wife, at the time, we lived together. Um, and I couldn't get through to her, you know, because yeah, the phones were busy. The phones were busy, you know, and I was just wondering what was going on, you know. I was wondering what was going on, because I couldn't, get through to no one. So yeah, I was shocked. you know, I was very shocked. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was very shocked. Because I got home and I couldn't hear from no one. So of course I was in shock. Like, what's going on? So then I went inside the house, turned the television on, and sure enough, that's where I saw the first building on fire. So I rushed outside because I lived on a hill, where I could look over in the city. I could see certain parts of the city. So I went into the backyard, and I, just saw the massive smoke, coming out the building just like anybody else, and just coming across the Hudson River, and I tell you, I was shaking in my boots. Yes, I was shaking in my boots because, you know, that was just, something that really, really just had me, really, really had me stunned. So yeah, September 11th, guys. I mean, if you can remember where you were, and how you felt, for me, I was in a state of shock, you know, serious state of shock. Oh yeah, I was in a serious state of shock, and so after I went to the telly and I saw the first one, and I went outside in the backyard. Like I said, I was overlooked, and so I went out into the backyard and I saw it, and got back into the house, and like anybody else, was watching the news, and yeah, yeah, I was very, very shocked. So yeah, so that was it for September 11th for me because I up until today I really can't understand it. So this just let's just say it put me in a state of shock, and I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. So that was it for me on September 11th. So today's September 11th. So first and foremost, we gave a little time out to people who lost their lives. Numerous people, thousands of people, lost their lives. Oh yeah, and also, guys, September is also chronic pain awareness month. Oh yeah, September is pain awareness month, and as you see, my platform, it's mostly chronic pain. That's what I discuss, and I also discuss current events. But September is Pain Awareness Month, and there are various organizations that I mean, raising public awareness on in this area as far as management is concerned. Oh yeah, so this month, all through this month, I'm sure we're going to see like a lot of those different baby commercials or different things that are taking places. As far as pain management is concerned, because the ACPA, they led the coalition with a group of well-established people in September, for just to raise the awareness. And right up now, I think they have what 80 organizations on board, which is a lot. I mean, there could be a lot more, but time. You know what I mean? So yeah, September Pain Awareness Month, and they have 80 organizations on board, which is a lot. And both the healthcare and professional and also the consumer groups, are included. And also we have the NAACP, their support. You know what I mean? And in this effort. So yeah, there's a lot of people on board when it comes on to chronic pain because it's something that is dominating America, at a fast pace. Because my last check yesterday, it was like over 50,000, 50 million. I'm sorry, 50 million people, in this country that lives with chronic pain, and it put a big dent in the healthcare system. So yeah, big dent in the system. So because sometimes people are out of work, and because of the chronic issues, and it's just one of those things where what I mean. Yeah. So yeah. So it's you know it's a big problem, big problem. So yeah. So we have to try to figure out a way how to curb that. As far as chronic pain is concerned. And so with these organizations on board, at least it shows that people care, and this this is real, and it's something that needs to be addressed more and more. I think in the future you're going to see bigger platforms because the numbers are tremendous when it comes on to chronic pain and people that lives in the USA. Because the treatments are not as potent as it used to be. Because right now with the opioid system, where the CDC, cut down the opioid, you have to understand now a lot of stuff are going generic, and for people who are in extreme pain, can they, live with generic medication? That's yet to be seen. I mean, I don't know if um, they're doing that, but that's something tough to do. Um, but you have to also understand, it was also abuse, so they had to curb it. You know what I mean? So they had to curb it because it was out of control. So hey, but people are looking at different alternatives. You know what I mean? So alleviate pain. Like I said, exercises is a big thing. Weight loss. To keep your weight down. Um, just do various things that could help you. You know what I mean? Swimming and all those things are very good. So oh yeah, so we have to also speak to friends and family. Let them get aware of what the pain is all about, because you have to understand it's inner, it's not outer. So a person can't tell that I'm in pain unless I explain to them. So with this awareness, one of the things that I recommend is to talk to friends and family, so everybody could be on board and understand. Like the situation where maybe you are going through, or I am going through, or others. So yeah. So just bear in mind, guys. It's Pain Awareness Month in September, and we'll just try to reach out to the ones who need extra help, and just talk to them, because this is also a thing that brings on a lot of stress and also depression. So there's a lot people go through with chronic pain. And then from when you look further into the research, you see where from 11% to 40%, you know what I mean? 11 to 40%, most of the elderlies, suffered chronic pain. That's huge. That's huge. 11 to 40%. That's a huge number. Wow. And can you imagine, years to come, if we don't find a way how to curb that? You know what I mean? Years to come, the numbers are going to go up tremendously. Because I remember my first time when I got injured, and I was exposed to, my I was recommended to my psychologist, and we were talking about chronic pain, and how long I could live with it. And she said to me, it was a lifetime thing. And even though I heard it before from the doctors, but just hearing it from her again, I'm like, wow. So I said to her, I said, really and truly, about how many people live like this, in my situation. And then she flipped some pages and she looked at me, and I think at the time it was like about 45 million, something like that. Oh yeah, so it increased over 5 million. So, well, yeah, so those numbers are staggering, and we have to figure out a way how to curb it. So that's why I was one of those person that when I realized what Christopher Reeve was doing with stem cell, it was just one of those things where, you know, um, I really wanted to get, involved in, you know what I mean? Yeah. As far as, I really wanted, you know, I really wanted them to continue the research, and, oh yeah. But, right now it's more privatized, where there's a lot of private companies that are, doing the research, and, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But when it's privatized like that, it's just it's caused some more havoc, because then when you see all the political stuff that comes in, with the when it's privatized, that's when hey Emma, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to my chat. Hope you're enjoying. Oh yeah, yeah. So oh yeah. So yep. So that's just pretty much what chronic pain, it could put you in different moods, where you have mood swings. You know what I mean? Depends on, the time, and also, the weather, you know, and it's a thing where it could take you to a really, really dark place in life. You know what I mean? Very, very dark place. So that's why you need more people on board, where people could you know what I mean? Just like talk to each other, and just encourage each other, because it's very tough. It's a very, very tough thing. You know what I mean? To deal with, and also to like live with. Because today you might get up where you feel like you're okay, especially in my position. You get up where you feel like you might be okay, and then you might try to do certain little things where it might be out of your regular element. So you might say, oh, let me just try to see what I could do, or whatever the case may be. And then, there you go, the light switch just goes right off. And, you're back into where, the pain just, the scale just go up, where, you have to like take a time out, and for me, I kind of really learned how to deal with that now. So I don't let it bother me anymore, because I know, when those time come, I really have to take a time out, because, it's just, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. You know what I mean? So yeah. So when those times come, I have to take a time out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just the way it is. Yep. That's just the way it is, man. So yeah. So that's why I say, people, just conversation wise, that'll help others to understand you. So that's why some of us make mistakes where we don't really like talk about it that much, because you have to understand, you don't want to talk to people about you going through pain on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Yeah. So who's that? Ems? Yeah. So hey Hems, how are you? Yeah. So you don't want to like keep reminding people about that every day, even though you're going through it on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be a constant reminder to them. Because then it becomes like a burden. Especially I could speak for myself. You keep reminding people how you feel and whatever. Then it becomes a burden. So and then you just kind of get sucked into yourself. You know what I mean? Because you said to yourself, I don't want to keep being a burden to this person or that person, or whatever the case may be. So you just find yourself sucked into yourself, and that part of it, could cause a havoc, because that havoc where it causes, it's depression, and you know what I mean. And we have to be careful of that, because oh yeah, it could cause serious depression. You know what I mean? So that's why we have to be aware, and with this month, with all of what's going on around us in our country, with the COVID and everything like that, can you imagine, people with chronic pain and also people with COVID and people who deal with family members that have it. So everything right now is just a double whammy. You see the way kids are going back to school, and certain results where teachers right now they're saying six teachers. You know what I mean? From yesterday, the last study, six teachers. You know what I mean? That came down with the virus. You see it in various colleges where kids, coming down with the virus. You know what I mean? Also in schools. So it's crazy, man, to see what's going on. So everything just tying to what's going on in this world, man. It's just we have to give thanks every day when we wake up. No matter how we feel, it's still, at least we wake up. So we have to give thanks to God for that. So yeah. So there's a lot of distraction going on around us. Everything now become politicized. So it's just how can we live? Because everything now is politicized. You know what I mean? If you should get some treatment, it's politicized. If you should get a dollar from the government, it's politicized. Everything is politicized. So what are we really voting for, really? Seriously. I know we have to vote. You know what I mean? And I'm very adamant about voting, but my God, come on. You say it for the people. Let's see. All right, let's see if you're for the people. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? As our government. You know what I mean? And stop using other people as billboards, just like where I saw where you guys be having the discussions at first when the COVID came in, and I saw all these big board members standing behind I mean the presidents and Dr. Fauci and them, and they're all you know um, big dignitaries and lobbyists from big pharmaceutical companies. Those are who's standing behind these guys and trying to push this quick vaccine on us. Without enough research. So there's a lot of different things going on, man. Where I'm not zigzagging through. I mean, yes, I'm still dealing with chronic pain, but I'm just trying to talk about other stuff that's going on as well. So yeah. So yes. So and then like a few days ago, I was watching Dr. Fauci doing a press conference, and he had on a Walgreens mask, and I'm saying to myself, with a big Walgreens around it, and I'm like, am I the only one that's paying attention to that? Because that's right there is a big commercial for Walgreens, and people need to pay attention to these subliminal messages that these people are sending out to these corporations. I mean, we have to because I tell you, it's just very staggering. Yeah, very staggering. And we can't forget the HIV situation. Back when with what they did with HIV. We can't forget about that. Okay, so let's go back in history and think about when that came to America, and who was who and who was making decisions, and well, you see where we're at. I mean, it got better, a lot better, but you still, you see where we're at. Numbers are still climbing, tremendously. You know, oh yeah, guys. So it's my live today, my first live. Actually, no, my second live. But I haven't done a live in a while, so just bear with me. I gather my material, do my research, and yes, I'm here with you. So there's quite a few topics to talk about, but we'll just address them one by one, and then we'll just go through and just take it from there. You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot of distraction going on around us, and just don't forget, go out and vote. You know what I mean? Go out and vote in mass numbers, and just let's try to see if we could, you know, resolve some of these issues that's going on around us. Hopefully we can. You know what I mean? Because it trickles down to every other areas. Because then, like I said, even politics, medication, all those things tie into one another. You know what I mean? They tie into each other because, when you go to Washington now, you see all these big lobby. These guys are lobbying for the, excuse me, these big pharmaceutical companies. They're there constantly, and they have the money to put into it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, medicine, politics, medicine, politics, medicine, politics. It's just crazy. And it's been like that, forever. So I think they should have been separated, but money, follow the money. Follow the money. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you hear you might hear certain things, can be done. It can be done. Oh yeah, we have great researchers, man, around this world. So we could do anything. That's why I mean, as far as to help human being, live a more better quality of life. Because yes, that's another thing. A better quality of life. Because people that are in situations like I am, chronic pain, your quality of life is just pretty much not there. It decrease, every so often, every so surgery you have, or if you don't take care of yourself, your quality of life will decrease. So you have to take care of yourself. Do some exercise, like I said. Just watch what you do, watch what you eat, because the more weight you put on, the more pain you're going to feel. That's what chronic pain does to you. So you're especially with back pain. Back pain. Hips. Knees. Your joints. Because the rest of your body depends on that. So oh yeah, you're going to feel it tremendously. So we have to be mindful when it comes on to what we do it in moderation. In moderation. You know what I mean? So we could be able to live, because chronic pain could take you through all whole different ball game. So yeah, we have to learn how to monitor our quality of life. You know, and other people have to understand as well. That we're do living with these things. So if you say no to certain things, it's because you can't manage it, or it's just not for you. You know what I mean? Because once you deal with chronic pain, like myself, I've been dealing with it now for 16 years. So yeah, what's for you and what's not for you. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way it goes. So yeah, you know, um, I tell you guys, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, but I will survive. So do you. You know what I mean? I will survive, and so do you. So in spite of what it put us through, we'll survive. Because I think if we still here surviving this, you know, COVID-19, we could survive through anything. Because for me, this is the most eye opener I've ever seen in my life. Um, I've never been this stunned in my life. You know what I mean? And confused. You see what I'm saying? Never in my life have I been this stunned and confused. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's millions of other people around the world that are, the same as I am, as far as the way we feel about, the way the system handle, this COVID stuff. Yeah, especially in America here, where we should be the ones that be on top of everything. You know what I mean? Because I've seen in other countries where, even in Wuhan, where they claim this thing came from, even in Wuhan, they open back schools where kids are going into schools and masks are optional. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this is the origin of this thing, right? Um, Now it flows around the world, and becomes a pandemic. You know, but that's where it starts. That's where the epidemic starts. And then it flows around the world. Now they're doing okay. You know what I mean? Can put their kids back into school, and their numbers are way down as far as fatality is concerned. Um, why can't we? Why can't we? You know, is there something that they're not telling us? Do they need a certain percentage of us to be infected before they pass this vaccine? Are they playing a number game with our life? Are they? These are the questions that we have to ask, you know, because every day is just different conflicting stories about, and this is very serious because people are dying in mass numbers. Almost 200,000 people die in this country already. Almost 200,000. That's a lot, and then worldwide, what I'm saying? I mean, right now I can't tell you off the top of my head, but, it's a lot. And for our leaders to just sit around and just like just tell you whatever they feel like it, no, it doesn't cut it, because we all have kids and grandkids that have to go to school, and we can't just sit home every day and just worry about them, because we're going to be stressed out. you know yeah, we're going to be stressed out. So they need to really do better, man, because they can. you know this number game and this corporate greed, man, we got to put it aside. You guys have enough money. Jesus, come on. you know put it aside, man, and just let people live. You know what I mean? Let people live, man. You know? Yeah. Ruth or money. Oh, wow, wow, wow. It's just amazing to see, how things are when it comes down to the God Almighty dollar. You know, how you value human life, and the respect you show a human being. You know, it's very sad. Hey guys, I tell you, when Christopher Reeve did that, when he went to, Washington and he lobbied for the stem cell research, I tell you, I wasn't injured at the time, and but I was curious, because he's our Superman and he's lobbying for something that, I mean, at the time I didn't really understand. Um, but now, when I got injured, and I realized through studies, you know what I mean, that the stem cell, is pretty much one of the only thing that we could use to regenerate nerves, especially for people like myself, or and people above myself as far as age is concerned, because your age, I guess they said 1 inch of nerve, per 3 months, and it all depends on your age and your structural ability. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hmm. But if they did that, because the embryo, you could use it to regenerate the stem cells. And can you imagine how many people would be back at work, are having a better quality of life from that 50 million? Even if you had cut it, like say, you know, even at 30%, you know, that's still a lot of people who get back to work and be more productive. And from that 30% that you'll learn, you know what I mean? That, yo, this is what we did with this 30%, so we could do more, we could do better, and just get the number down. You know what I mean? And that would cause a big, big, big relief for the healthcare system. You know, one of the reasons why I think people in government don't care about the healthcare system because they don't pay. We pay into it. What do they really pay into the healthcare system? So why should they care? That's just the way I look at it. As far as the way they see things. You know what I mean? Why should they care? They're getting their money off the top. But we can't keep doing that, man, because people are dying. So we have to learn to live in peace, man. Love, peace, and harmony. Instead of just learn to live by the big old almighty dollar. Money. Yeah, because life could be better, life could be sweeter, life could be greater. If we just cut out certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Could be a lot better for us. But we have to just learn how to live and treat each other with respect. You know, and trust me, man. Life could be a lot better, a lot better. A hell of a lot better. We just need to be a little bit more. Just a little bit more patience as well, and just think. You know, don't digest everything that they throw at you. Think, dissect what they're throwing at you. Yeah, dissect what they're saying to you. Because language, words. People use words in very sophisticated ways. You know what I mean? So you also have to pay attention to these words that they're using. The languages that they're using. And be mindful. Oh yeah, because I am. Because I tell you, since the start of this year, I've seen some things in my life, man, that, oof, mm-mm-mm. I've seen some things in my life. I'm sure you've seen it too, you know, because I think, in my opinion, this situation where COVID came in kind of exposed our government system more. In my opinion, it kind of exposed the way they look at human beings, the way they look at you and I. It kind of exposed and opened our eyes more. Yeah, yeah. So it was a big eye opener for us, and a lot of us learned from that. A lot of us learned from that. Trust me, a lot of us have learned, from that. Yeah. And we have a lot of people now that their eyes are open and they're paying attention. Oh yeah, and that's what we need, because once we do that, then we make better decisions. as far as representation is concerned, who we, put forward to represent us, just in case, we have situations like this occur again. We could have, better leadership and people that we could rely on that will, keep our soul at rest and our mind at ease. You know, those are the kind of people that we need. You know what I mean? Yeah, not ones that will tell you, I'm not even want to repeat certain things, but yeah, not want to tell you certain things. Because that just makes it harder for a person to survive and live. You know, oh yeah, makes it harder. You know what I mean? Makes it harder. You know? And now with the election coming up, you know, that's another thing. With the election coming up, where we're seeing so many different smoke screens, you know, so many different smoke screens. You know what I mean? It's election time. So many different smoke screens, and confusion, wow, false narratives as well. I tell you, this is a year that I'm going to want to forget, which I know we're going to have some things prolonged to next year, but this is a year I want to forget because I tell you, at the end of 2020, when we're looking back, there's going to be a lot of teary eyes. A lot of people are going to be, crying, tearing, because this is the worst year we ever lived as mankind, the worst as human being. The worst that ever happened to us is 2020. Oh yeah, 2020. When I started my blogging at first, before COVID came in, I wasn't doing YouTube, I was just blogging, stuff out there. And I just said, I came up with this hashtag 2020, hashtag Vivid. I had it since last year. A friend of mine and I sat and I said, this is how I want to do my thing. So I started, doing hashtag 2020, hashtag Vivid. And this was before COVID, But you know what? Hey, hashtag Vivid. Things are more clearer to and I. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Hashtag Vivid. Hashtag 2020. 2020. Vivid. Wow. Oh yeah. Yes, guys. So yeah, we have to be mindful and pay attention. We have to take our lives into our own hands and just use our discretion. And second guess a lot of things and just just be mindful and try to find the right people to take care of us if we need to, if need be, because wow, it's a dog eat dog world. A dog eat dog world, Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah. So yeah, man. So this is Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, coming to you, live on my live stream. Yeah, I thank you for still being there with me. Ems, I don't know if you want a jacket or not, yeah, you haven't typed anything yet, so I guess you're just listening. So yeah, yeah, Ems. So I'm here on my live and I'm just, trying to, spread some awareness as far as chronic pain is concerned, and also try to spread some of, the little knowledge that I've, picked up on, as far as, what's going on in our country and around the world as well. Because, there's just too many different false narratives, and too much distraction and not much put into care for human being, and that's pretty sad, very sad. And they're making it more obvious, more obvious. So what are we going to say to ourselves? 10 years from now, what's going to happen? If you're making things so obvious now, what's going to happen 10 years from now? You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're making it so conspicuous now, what's going to happen 10 years from now? You're just going to bring it right up my door and I have to accept it. You're just going to bring it right to my door and I have to accept it. Speaking of democracy. Whoa! I tell you, speaking of democracy, shake my head, boy. Shake my head. Shake my head. Shake my head, man. Yep. So yeah, folks, just remember, September, chronic pain month. People who have family members living with chronic pain, you can reach out to them. You guys can, have some discussions. Ask them how they feel, their moods. And maybe you want to say, you want to go for a walk, and you just guys walk and chit chat and, oh yeah, because, that could help the person a lot. You know what I mean? Because, you never know the state of mind a person is in. So that could help a person a lot. So reach out to them. September, chronic pain month, pain month, what I mean, pain awareness. And, yeah, let's reach out, to each other. So all my friends that are going through chronic pain, I'm here. My show's here, and I'm always here to, try to see what I could do to help you as far as, certain tips that I've been through, you know what I mean? And, that I've used to help myself, to alleviate, chronic pain. So back in some videos, I explained, some of the tips that I use. And I actually, said to you guys, if you find a place to swim, swimming is very good because it works the entire body and it strengthens the core as well. So there's a lot of exercise you can do in water. I think I demonstrate some of them in some of my videos in the past. You guys could check on my videos in the past. You will see where I demonstrate, some exercise that you could do, in the water that could help you to alleviate some of the pain. You know what I mean? And, yeah, because we have to understand, our quality of life is in our control once you're living with chronic pain. So we have to take control of that, and make sure that, we stay on top of it, because if we don't, you can't expect someone else to, because, you really need, your body, your strength, your soul, just have to be together. You know what I mean? Yeah, to learn to get you through. Yeah, because like especially now in Florida with this hurricane season, for me, the flare-ups are more frequent, because the hyperbaric pressure that builds in the air, causes a havoc for me, and I also live with neuropathy. It's something similar to arthritis. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, don't forget with all those stuff that I have inside of me, as far as hardware is concerned. Yeah, I live with neuropathy because my nerves is crushed from the roof, and the nerve will never grow back, according to my doctors, but that's why I was so adamant about stem cell research, because with stem cell, I could regenerate those nerves and I could be out of this kind of pain and this condition. You know what I mean? That's what the stem cell research does for you, the embryo, to regenerate nerve. You know what I mean? And people like myself could be having a better quality of life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So coming back to the hurricane season, here, like every day you might have thunder showers, but for me, the warning comes like a couple of days before the shower really hit us. And then sometimes depends on how the mood is with the pressure. While it's raining, might create also a little havoc for me. But I just like take it down and do what I can, because there's not much you can do after that. You know what I mean? Just try to do less, do a little bit of exercise, just to minimize as much as you can. So this is the worst time for me in Florida, believe it or not, because I left the cold weather to come to the hot weather. I did, it do really help me as far as my quality of life is concerned. Oh yeah, I'm very grateful for this. Oh yeah, very grateful. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, at the meantime, it used to be where the winter time was the craziest time for me up north. You know what I mean? And the summertime was a better time for me up north. So now I'm in Florida. The winter time, yeah, the pain is just more at a level where I deal with it. You know what I mean? I have to wear socks and everything because my feet just the condition becomes different. Oh yeah, where they're just like they burn and sometimes they freeze. So the nerve problem could make you feel I don't know, drive you crazy sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So I also live with neuropathy, and it bothers me. Just like a person like I said earlier that lives with arthritis and other chronic pain, like people who are living with cancer as well, and you also have people that have chronic condition that lives with diabetes, people that does hip replacement, cervical surgery, anything that you have to do to alter, your life as far as, surgery is concerned. And, um, I guess the type of surgery I should say is concerned. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, oh yeah, man. So, the numbers are staggering, when it comes on to chronic pain. And, it's going to go up a lot more if we don't really like try to curb it some, because with now the stem cell research where they have it, it's privatized because they do have it now where they regenerating nerve, but it's a lot of money, So private corporations, they jump on board and they did what they had to do, and it's just astronomical when it comes on to the treatment, So yeah, so insurance company are not really in no rush to like call them up because negotiation might not be in their best favor. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So yep. So if our government had just continue with the stem cell research, what Christopher Reeve lobbied for, we would have been in good shape today. I strongly believe so. Would have been in great shape today, as far as people that are out of work and people with the quality of life that they have, would have been in better shape today. Oh yeah, would have been in a better shape today, and worldwide because that would have helped the world, not just America. Would have helped the world. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that would have helped the world tremendously. Tremendously. But I hope and pray that someone will pick it up in government and proceed to do you know their research and try to find a way to come up with some kind of solution. You know what I mean? For persons like myself and persons that are out there that living with the condition, because it's here. The condition is here, and we could minimize it. So why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why having people out of work when you could put them back to work? Why having people having a quality of life where they're having certain kind of mental issues where you could also pretty much fix that where they could go back to work and be a little more stable. You know what I mean? And be more productive to this world. Why not? And hats off to these companies, man, that pick up the in 2001 that put forth the effort to make September a pain awareness month, because you have to understand it took a hell of a lot for them to really get to that level. So hats off to them for that, because at least we have a month now where it's pain awareness. The ACPA, hats off to them because they did well to establish that foundation, with organizations with over 80 organizations on board, and both healthcare professional and also the consumer group, including the NAACP. You know what I mean? The NAACP also, they have their support, and it's great. You know what I mean? It's great. You know what I mean? To see that at least we have companies on board that support chronic pain. But we need more people to talk about it. We need more people where they're having seminars where persons like myself could go and sit into one of those seminars so I could understand more. So yeah, because I really want to learn more about my anatomy and what I'm going through. So why not? So yeah, we need more of these things that we have people come on board and people that speak more about them, so they could be more understanding. Where I think if people understand their situation more, then that's when the treatment become more easier for them, because they'll be more how should I say, responsible when it comes on to like taking care of yourself the way you're supposed to. Oh yeah, just once they get that awareness, and listen to somebody just demonstrating to you, counseling, sitting in a seminar, you can learn a lot, from sitting in a seminar, and it could change your mind as well, change your way of thinking. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, so we need to have some more stuff like that, where persons like myself could just go sit and just listen to these experts talk about chronic pain and how we can try to evolve. I mean, not evolve. I'm sorry, alleviate some of these crazy chronic pain, and how we could you know put people back into society, with better quality of lives, and also in the workforce. Because as I said earlier, it's a staggering amount of people, and the healthcare system, it's a big burden on the healthcare system. So we should be really really looking into that, strongly. Because I mean, you're talking about billions of dollars, on a yearly basis, when it comes on to the healthcare system, that they have to deal with people with chronic injuries that really can't go to work and perform their daily jobs like they're supposed to, or what I mean, just to do things that they want to do in life with their themselves and their family. Like for me now, like now sitting here, that's what it start bothering me. So if you see me moving around certain ways, just try to, get myself to where I could, deal with it. Because after sitting in one position for a while, your body do get stiff. And this is not the best chair to sit in anyway, but it's one of the best one I have to do my live on, because it's I rise, and I could see you guys the way I want to see you, and you can see me the way you want to see me as well. So yeah, I think it's suitable for it. But um my condition just doesn't work well with it. But hey, I have to do what I have to do. Trying to do this show, and hey, the show must go on. So let's go. Yep. Let's go. And I tell you guys, if you're out there listening and you have your kids, and if you don't feel like sending them to these classrooms because you might feel a certain type of way, where the safety is concerned, don't send them. Keep them home. Let them do the schooling from simulcast. I understand that in class learning is the best learning. I know that it's the best, but you have to also look for what's the safest for my child. I understand it's the best, but it's the safest. Because now we have all these technology where kids can learn from home. I know that it's easier for them to get distracted when they're home. I understand that, but you just try to keep them focused. As far as with their papers, and teachers keep them, their eyes on the computer, make sure they do what they need to do. Yeah. But I think we kind of rushed this one too fast by sending kids back to school, and see what happened right now with the results that we're seeing. Um, it is staggering. Oh yeah, because you have to understand, even with the colleges, young people are not going to like listen and say, okay, I'm going to go to college, and if there's a party going on, I'm not going to go. Some young people are going to be like, my clothes on, I'm not going to put a mask on. You know what I mean? I'm dressed nice, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to a party. And that's a big risk. Those are the risks that they take, and that's why you see the numbers are rising. Because after a while, young people might think, this thing is like dying down, or is not as potent as it was. It still have the same strength. Oh yeah, so we have to be mindful. You know what I mean? So I mean, opening up like schools, Labor Day, this, that, kids do party. you know I did party when I was in school, so kids do party. So we as the adults have to look at these things and make the more rational decisions and say, you know what, I understand, one-on-one classroom, one-on-one teaching is the best, but look what's going on around us right now. You know what I'm saying? The educators were pointing that out, and they were threatened. You know what I mean? They were threatened, and with their fundings, and they gave in. But hey, listen, I mean, I wouldn't. I tell you, it's a damn shame. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame. So yeah, so parents, be mindful and use your discretion, when you're sending your child out there. If you don't feel like it, let your child stay home until you think it's safe. You know, Oh yeah, because you have to understand, you see them now wiping down these places. There's nobody. Some of these places you're wiping down, they're empty, and you wiped them down like 4 or 5 different times, and those classrooms have been empty for months. So I see you pre-wiped and everything, but what about when the kids go in there? Cause you pre-wiped. There was no stuff in there when before you wipe it. The place was closed shut. I understand you're going in there to sanitize and everything, but the place was closed shut for months. And now you're sanitizing, which is costing you a lot of money. I understand you have to clean, but you clean when the kids leave the classroom. Like for example, kids are in the classroom, the class is over. Then when you go and you do your sanitation for the next morning, so you make sure it's fresh. All this pre-sanitation that's going on where there were no kids in the classroom, that was a waste. You know what I'm saying? But that was just something that they were putting in front of our eyes so they could make us believe or convince us, say, hey, let's bring them back. Everything is okay, right? But no, no, numbers speaks. All right, numbers speaks. Now you see what's happening. All right, numbers speaks. All right, numbers. You see what happening. With young people, because you have to remember, and this is another thing. When this thing just first came out, the COVID-19, we heard that young people, it's hard for young people to catch it. It's pretty much very, very hard. We hear so many different things. That was one of the things that we heard as well. You know what I mean? Look at today. I've seen babies with it. You know, I've seen young kids, less than teenager. I saw a young kid in Florida here, 9 years old. I even heard of younger than that. So where did they get these kind of studies from to present to us? Where did they get that from? Are we that silly? I mean, is that the way they look at us? Like, are we that naive? They could throw anything at us? Just remember we vote you guys in, all right? Just have some respect for humanity. Have some respect for our life, our family, our kids. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell her, you don't have to show us no love, but show us some respect. You know? Yeah. Let this world be a better place, man. You know what I mean? Because it can be. It can be. You know? Oh yeah, it can be a better place. Each one teach one, we'll just keep moving on. Instead of looking for a person and look at the color of their skin or their nationality, you look at what's inside. You look at the person. You don't judge them because of their look on the outer part. That's negative. That's false. That's negative, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have to understand prejudice and racist are two different things. Okay? Prejudice and racist, two different things. I could be prejudiced. Yes. You could be prejudiced of your clothes, your material, this, whatever your car. Prejudice is something that, pretty much a lot of people have in them. Like, 99.9% of people have prejudice in them. But racist is a different thing. Racism. So what I'm saying? That's where the hate comes in. Of course you could be prejudiced. Prejudice doesn't mean that you're racist. No, racist is a different thing. So prejudice and racist, two different things, two different meaning. Yeah. So let's stop being racist. Okay. Yeah. Make this world a better place, man. What are we going to leave for the younger ones? How do we expect them to let this world evolve if we're just trying to tear it down day by day, brick by brick? What kind of example are we setting for them? You know what I mean? What kind of example are we setting for the young leaders who are going to be leading this world, 20, 30 years from now? Because you have to understand, man, we're not no dinosaur. Eventually, eventually. So, you know what I mean? We have to set better example for the younger folks who are going to rule this world. Because, when you look at history, sometimes history come back and could be very, very, very harmful. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people use history in the wrong way. So that's why we have to set a good example, So down in history, when people look at things, you don't see a whole bunch of asterisks. You see things that you're supposed to see that could, help you to strengthen yourself, you know, and your community, and and all your people around you, you know, and to have a better country. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and a better world. Yeah. Oh yeah. So in this life, man, anything is possible if we wanted to. Because here I live in Florida. I tell you, per month, at least about four spaceships, four space rockets keep going up. Because you have to understand now they privatize, NASA. All right, so now it's privatized, so it's like spaceships back and forth. Rackets going up back and forth on a daily basis. Sometimes even two per day. Oh yeah, so we could do anything. You know what I mean? Anything. But I tell you, I tell you, this could be a better world, man. But I tell you, from what I see this year, with everything that happens, everything, I can't cover everything into one show. But with all the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylor, all these other stuff that happens, you know, Wisconsin, all these places where you see all these uprising and everything, and you hear them using term, it's an unrest. No, it's an uprising, not an unrest. That's what you call an uprising. People are tired of the nonsense and the false narratives. You know, yeah. Oh yeah, and you also have to remember, people are out of work. You know, people are home, they're stressed out. Of course, they're going to go out there in mass numbers. You know what I mean? Because they're tired of being tired. And that was the smartest thing to do in an election year. Let people be tired of being tired. Talking about swing votes. You have to be careful of the examples you set. You're talking about swing votes. You have to be careful of the examples that we set, man. Yep, because they're going to come back and bite you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is still a very sad year, very, very sad year. That's why I said earlier, when we look back at this year, um, at the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of teary eyes. Oh yeah, going to be a lot of teary eyes. You know, because so many lives has been lost. And we still have good explanations why. Some people didn't even get to see how their family members buried. Some people were buried in mass graves, around the world. It's just horrific. It was a horrific, it's still a horrific year, you know. This year is a year that could torment people for years, Just this one year could torment people mentally for years. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you have to understand, not everybody taking things the same way. Not every one of us digest it the same way. For some people, it could trigger a serious mental issue, you know? Yeah. And I could see why easily because it's so confusing and conflicting. Wow. What a year, what a year, what a year. What a year, what a year, what a year. 2020, vivid. Folks, Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, coming to you live. I'm glad, thank you for your support. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be doing more lives, from time to time. And I'd appreciate if you guys, still chime in again and, listen to, the program. Because we have to remember each one teach one. So we're just like here to help each other. If you want your channel to grow, I mean, you could drop links and whatnot, and let your channel grow. And we just take it from there. You know, we just take it from there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Take it from there. Yep. Take it from there, man. Take it from there. Take it from there. Each one teach one. We'll take it from there. Yeah. We just take it from there because tomorrow is not promising. Tomorrow is not promising, so we have to learn how to just live with each other. You know what I mean? And just be mindful of each day. That's what I'm saying. Be mindful each day that we live. You know, yeah, because this life and this journey, there's so much to learn. Because we're nowhere yet. You know, and we'll see how it is. We're nowhere yet. You know what I mean? Nowhere. We haven't gotten anywhere yet in this world, and you see what's going on. You know what I mean? There's a lot more life to live in this world, man. A lot more, a lot more, a lot more. A lot more. You know what I mean? So we just have to get it right as people, and leave a better example for or you know, younger ones to come. Oh yeah, you have to leave a better example for them. So when it's their time to run this country and this world, they're able to, and they're able to do it the right way. You know, because you have to understand other people depend on you. So that's the part where you have to be mindful of that other people depend on you. You know, and once you're running and so you want to be a leader, once you get there, act like a leader. Just don't forget, what you promised. You know, I'm sure not every leader give everything, but give us something. You know what I mean? You can't just keep disrespecting us. Just give us something. Treat us like human beings and stuff like that. Oh yeah. You know. Yep. 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 So guys, just remember, man. September. Um. Pain Awareness Month. You know. Chronic pain here coming to you live. So if you have family members that are living with chronic pain, as I said earlier, just reach out to them. I mean, if you just join the show, just reach out to them, show them some love, and you guys can have a talk and just go out to have a bite to eat or something. You know what I mean? There's not much we could do now, in spite of what's going on, but a few places are open. So yeah, just go out to grab a bite, and just take it from there. You know what I mean? And just let them know that you want them to know. It's a pain awareness month, and just talk about it. You know what I mean? Because not much of us talk about our pain condition. Because I do understand why. Because you don't really want a person to look at you differently. So that's why the discussion is not as much as it's supposed to. But um, yeah, we shouldn't be afraid to discuss it, man. So yeah, we we need to start talking more about stuff like that because it's here, you know, and it's over 50 million people that's living this way, So there's not like a single person or you're singled out, There's quite a few of us. There's a lot of us, and I think the more we push and the more we make these platforms and the more we try to encourage others, I think the more we'll get the results from our leaders, hopefully, to do some research in stem cell, and hopefully they could help us, to have a better quality of life. With all that said, guys, I thank you for listening to my show. Like I said before, I always go. Who feels it knows it. Have a blessed day. Peace.